lot out of that guy.
Don was Don, you know.
Especially when it's.
But think about that. You might ask Steve. Maybe he might have been part of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Meeting's called to order. Additions to the agenda, you can call it the sheet I gave you or not. These are just things that I'd like to talk about.
When we go down the order of the list,
Yeah.
it should be all answered.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody got anything else to add that you want to talk about? Okay. Approval of the agenda, motion and a second.
I motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any public comment there? No? Okay, we're up to the good stuff, the 4th of July discussion.
So first would be advertisement.
This would be what?
Advertisement,
Advertisement.
so like your signs, postcards have went out, they've been delivered. Advertisement as far as radio, some of the questions that you have
Oh,
on here,
yeah.
that would fall under that category.
Okay.
The radio should be good to go.
Well, let's go down the order here.
Okay.
I've heard about this emergency plan, but I've never seen the emergency plan. If something would happen, child get hit by a ball or something, I don't know, whatever could happen, guy have a heart attack out there. Do we have an emergency plan?
Not while I was with the fireworks or the fire department, either one. If somebody has a heart attack, somebody's got to dial 911 and then the fire department comes.
But we don't have any emergency plan as
Not
such.
that I'm aware of, not while I was a fire chief.
We did have one, I don't know about the fire department obviously, but for the festival last year, there was an emergency plan
That's what I thought,
drafted,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Jen sent one out about a month ago. I was working on updating all the dates and the time, so I have a draft at the very least that we can use if you want to look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll only produce one copy though. I think mainly this is just to send the BNSF, just for their
Or
records.
just, put down the incident numbers and things like that, yeah. Do you mind if I keep this, or do you want to?
You can have it, yeah. I have
If something happens, I can fill it out.
the only thing I was missing was I don't have a phone number for the new fire chief, Joe Orman, I think it is. Okay.
I might have that, I'll reach out to Jen. Oh, Jan has it,
Got
okay.
it, okay.
Hey, Jan, can you turn that back off? I'm going through my hearing aids. I hear that really good. Okay, Josh was R&R contacted.
That's that, I believe, and I haven't sent it to them yet, but I can, if that's what we're gonna go with.
With what? This?
Yeah.
I'm sure they know about it, we do it every year.
Yeah, I think it's just as a courtesy, just to let them know, basically.
Yeah. But just make sure you make contact with somebody and document it, write it down, the time and date.
Okay, I think
Maybe the
Jen-
guy's name that you talked to, just, you never know when something goofy's gonna happen and everybody's gonna say, well, why didn't you do this or why didn't you do that?
Yeah, I think Jen's gave me an email address I can use, so
Yeah,
we'll have some written documentation at least.
okay. And then Kaylin, you were gonna reach out to Waterman?
Yeah. I left a message and I haven't heard back
Okay.
from Waterman Fire Department. So does somebody have the contact details for the fire chief?
Dave Lave is the fire chief.
Yeah.
What do you need them for?
To be in the parade?
Oh, Dave
Yeah.
Lave at AMK Auto Body.
Oh, they run AMK? Okay, I guess that makes it easier.
Okay. And the pork chop supper is off, right?
That's correct. They're not doing it this year.
Okay. Bingo prizes. I think last year we had like 20 games we played or something like that.
Yeah.
And we gave out certificates that were $10 or $15 or whatever from Screamers or
Yeah,
the restaurant. Or
If I remember correctly, they were about $5 gift cards.
$5, okay.
I think we have a couple of donations from some of the restaurants in town, but we don't have enough currently. So I'll make sure we have enough though.
Okay, you'll take care of that?
Yeah.
Okay. And the DJ's gonna run the bingo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the stuff he's gonna be using right there. Huh?
hmm
Okay, what's the DJ's hours?
Cards and things?
I was gonna say, when they were gonna order cards, no, it's just the.
What are we hiring
number.
for or from?
It was. Do you remember the exact hours for the DJ?
11 to 4:30.
I think it was 6 hours, right? Is that 6 hours?
That would be 6.5 hours.
So
No,
I thought you were talking 10:30, 4:30.
10:30 to 4:30.
Yeah, that sounds like.
That sounds
6
right,
hours.
yeah.
10:30 to 4:30, okay.
The bingo cards,
Mm-hmm.
did we order bingo cards?
I don't know if Jen did or not. I'll ask her if she did.
Okay.
I think on this spreadsheet checklist, it says that they were ordered, but we should make sure though.
Have they arrived? Did they get lost by post office?
We think we got enough prizes for karaoke too, or?
Currently no, but I'm gonna make sure we have more.
I just don't want today out, trying to look for some.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people who.
We could always put your name on a gift certificate and give it out.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
There's a lot of people that said they would get back to us. So
Yeah.
They might need a kick in the pants.
Okay, make sure you follow through on it though.
Yeah.
And who puts up the no parking signs? We don't do that, do we?
Kellen and I said we'll do it, I think the day of. Is that correct?
I thought we were gonna do it the previous night.
Yeah, so the night before.
I'm sure the village guys probably did it before.
I think last time it was 2 trustees who did it, I don't remember who.
We
Okay,
have those no parking signs, right? There.
so you'll take care of that then, or?
Yeah.
They're here at the village hall, right? No parking signs.
Okay, didn't we order some signs for the businesses to put in the windows and stuff?
Yes.
Did they come?
Yes. I
Yes.
believe Kellen has them,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, they are being distributed.
Oh, okay.
And I also wanted to ask Melanie if you could print out 8.5 by 11 ones too, or
Yes.
ask Jen to do it. I don't have a color printer, but
Okay.
there's a lot of windows where we can't fit a big one, so we need
Okay.
smaller ones.
Yeah, I'm at the office tomorrow at 2 o'clock and I can print out a bunch of those tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna think we need like 5 or something.
I was thinking like 20 to be safe.
20? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, now I seen the sign that we're down to number 10 already. The sign that you're coming out of the park to Preserve Road, the big sign that's there. I've seen that one, but that's really the only sign that I've seen on the roads. Did they have some for 30 in Preserve or 30 in,
Yeah, I believe Public Works started putting some of the banners out, but some of the areas were jewellied and they couldn't put them where they initially were going to put them,
okay.
so
But are they gonna put them up somewhere near there then, or?
I believe so.
John was working on that today.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I'm not sure John knows where you want them put. Have you told anybody where the signs go, or?
We had a mat
Okay.
that had like X's.
Yeah, there was a map that, I don't
I'll check
remember who
with
did
John
it.
in the morning, make sure he's got the map. And if he doesn't, he can get hold of one of you guys.
Or tell him to get ahold of me.
Or get hold of
Probably
Denny.
Josh.
Have you got the
I
map?
thought.
I got a
That's
map
what
in
I
my
said, have
head.
you got the map?
Yeah.
Okay,
I know where they should go,
okay.
but whether they're there or not, I don't know.
Mhm.
The only one I've seen is the one right there and as you come out of the park.
There's one out of the preserve in Shabbona. I saw that one.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, we're gonna have, a couple more volunteers,
Oh,
yeah, from Wheaton, so,
I think we'll have more than enough then.
yeah.
Okay, you guys got anything else that I might have missed or we need to talk about or get ready for?
So, maybe we should go through Jen's checklist just to make sure there's nothing else we're forgetting. Have you heard back from the Coyote radio station?
Yeah, yeah, I think we're set, but I'll follow up.
Okay. I think that's all of that one.
How do we get those t-shirts, safety vest t-shirts?
Go into the office, they're right
Because
there.
I want the three of us to be wearing them all day that day.
The office here?
Yeah, our village office, that's where we have the little safety vests.
Oh,
Or, yeah.
that office?
Yeah, that
Okay.
office.
Do we have a street closure plan? I think we had mentioned we were gonna shut off the little part of Navajo that's right in front of Purdy Park, but I'm not entirely sure. Or is there more that we're closing off?
Is the sheriff's department gonna do the road closing, or,
Yeah, they do, yeah. They'll close 30. They close 30 at 30 and Indian Road. And they make them go down Indian Road to Preserve Road and then across, clear out to 30. So they don't go through town at all.
okay.
The
But
traffic.
we don't have to worry about closing the streets, just
No,
putting the parking
no.
signs.
Because there'll be no traffic other than local people going here or there. And when then their signs go directing people to Purdy Park gotta be put up too.
Okay. So are we not closing off any local streets then?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the one that'll be closed off will be, on the north side of the Purdy Park. That street will be closed from, the one that goes over the railroad tracks to clear down to the one that goes, the next railroad track intersection. That space there will be blocked off.
Okay. So from, is that Pontiac to?
Yeah, Pontiac to
To Illini?
Illini. Pontiac to Illini.
Okay.
And if somebody's got something heavy, to get in there, you just let them get in there. But just tell them they can't park in there.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta park somewhere else. Or,
We wouldn't be blocking in the fire station.
what's that?
We wouldn't be blocking in the fire station because they're between those two streets.
They'll get them out of the way real quick. Yeah, you don't want to block the fire department.
Well, it's just.
But that's what they did last year anyhow. They didn't allow
Is this what we
anybody
did last year? Okay.
in there except for loading and unloading. And it seemed to work pretty good. There was no issues.
Okay.
People know that, when they come to a festivity like this, that they wanna, get as close as they can to where they're gonna set up.
Mm-hmm.
But then you gotta, then they move their car out, or truck out.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I think that's basically the list of this. I do have a couple other things. I made a rough diagram of how I thought the park could be laid out.
Jen was gonna actually get with you to confirm that. She stopped at the library before I came up here and gave me a few notes, and that was one of the things she had talked about,
Okay.
was for the craft vendor fair thing.
I'm open to any suggestions. This is
Okay.
just me thinking,
Yeah.
like, the yard games I was thinking could be where the trees are, which is where the most shade would be. And then having like the DJ off to the side in the center, and the VST tent next to it for the power. Those were the main things I was thinking about.
So do we know how many vendors we have?
Jen said as of right now, she only has 7.
7?
Yeah, so we wouldn't need this many spaces anyway. Maybe move them all to the corner over here where the DJ is.
Where's the bingo gonna be?
So the bingo would be where the, I labeled it as dining, but it'll be dining / bingo, or
It'd be where?
there's 3 tents labeled dining. I was thinking we could reuse that for the bingo during
Okay.
that time, or at least 1 or 2 of them anyway.
Okay, well, thanks for doing that.
Are you doing the petting zoo?
Yeah, so I did hear back from a petting zoo. They said they would charge $100 an hour. I don't know if we want to spend that much money or not. I think we have roughly $400 left in the budget. Do you have that paper or do I?
I do not have that paper.
Maybe I lost it. But it's an option.
I'm not big on petting zoos, but
The kids like it.
the kids like it, yeah. But are you sure we got $400 left?
I think so. I'm not 100% now. Do you have the numbers, Melanie?
I'm scrolling down looking at the budget that Jen sent. So you guys approved $5,000, and it looks like we're at $4,578.93.
Yeah, so there's a little over 400 left.
Yeah.
Do you think we could overspend on any of those items? Like, I wanna make sure we don't go over budget.
So it's hard for me to say because Jen does all the ordering for everything.
Okay.
We can ask her, and then, I'll see her tomorrow anyhow, and I'll make sure first that there's no overspending that she thinks of, or that she might already know of, and then I can let you know.
Well, I think we overspent on signs, didn't we? Because we got quite a few new ones. Or different designs and stuff.
Well, in some spots, it actually, not as much as what the estimated cost was, but then in others we did, so it pretty much evens out.
Okay.
Because I know she, when she was ordering some of the signs, she got deals and used coupons on them, so that way it'd be a little bit cheaper. So this, for rentals, that's that, DJ, that was $50 cheaper.
And the parade starts at
Wouldn't be a big deal. You don't have to go crazy, but
I think the board would ratify
Probably.
if we went over a little bit.
I'd rather stay in budget personally.
Me too, but I don't think you should. worry yourself too much about it.
But like if we wanted to maybe do like 3 hours, that'd be 300, we'd have like 125 extra in a padding or something.
Bring the petting zoo 3 hours.
Who's that? Yeah.
Well, you wanna do that, and then?
If you post it on Facebook, everyone will know.
Yeah. I think, I mean, personally, I love petting zoos. Like, I love animals, so I would personally like it.
Yeah, Josh is gonna be there all day, so you gotta have something for him.
We
to
know
do.
where he'll be at. We don't need a shirt to find him.
So, if we do go with it, what times do we think would be good? Probably like, the DJ is at 11:30 or 10:30? 10:30.
10:30 to 4:30.
So maybe like 10:30 to 1:30?
And you've got it during the parade.
That's true.
What do you think? There's people that have kids here, right? If you're gonna take your kids to a petting zoo, your young kids to a petting zoo, what time are you taking them to the petting zoo?
10 o'clock.
Yeah, earlier in the morning.
Earlier. Okay.
And then plus with the heat and everything, and then animals being out in heat, and little kids being out in heat, I would personally do it
Yeah.
earlier in the morning.
What about like 9 to
9 to noon?
9 to
9
noon maybe?
Yeah, and then people would pack up and watch the parade anyway. Yep, that makes sense.
But they'd wanna get their truck in to load them up during the parade then.
That's true.
That's true too.
Will they come
That's
down
also
for
their
just
problem.
3 hours?
What's that?
Will the people come that
Yeah,
own the animals for 3 hours, or do they need more than that to make it profitable for them?
they said that 3 to 4 was fine.
Okay.
So maybe we go 9:30 to 12:30? Because by 12:30 they should be past Purdy Park, 'cause that's the beginning of the parade.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Do it. The committee commands you.
Okay, what else we got?
What else do we got? The Indian Creek Rec people got back to me and said they're not gonna do hot dogs / pulled pork sandwiches. They just said they didn't wanna deal with the health department requirements, so they're gonna instead do prepackaged foods, which doesn't require anything special.
Yeah. Have we heard back from any politicians or whatever that might come?
Brad Fritz is coming
Brad Fitz, he's the only one?
so far. That's all I have, unless you guys have received other parade entries. I have not though.
The DeKalb County Democrats are coming to the parade.
Okay.
I did reach out to the Republicans, and they haven't gotten back to me.
Yeah, Zeke told me he's from the tribe, Potawatomi tribe, they're probably not, or he's probably not coming,
Okay.
so.
Also, Jen said she has not heard back from Jeremy Anderson, that's Village Bible Church. They were
Okay.
the ones that were gonna do all the games and stuff. She's gonna reach back out to him. Again, she invited him to this meeting tonight,
Mhm.
and she told me, she goes, if he doesn't come, I'll let her know in the morning, and then she'll reach out to him, make sure they're still doing all the kids' games that they were gonna bring.
Okay. That reminded me of something that has just left my mind again.
What do we have? We have one food truck right now?
I believe so, yeah.
Who's the food truck?
The taco truck that comes to town every Monday and Friday, they'll be here.
Okay.
The only thing I have left to do is confirm times with them. So I was waiting to see till I talk to you guys to see what times you want me to have them come, because obviously we have them come a little bit later because we don't want to conflict with the pancake breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be the only option for food after breakfast.
Right.
I would prefer that they stay until 4:30, but, you know, it's up to them.
Okay, I'll ask him.
That's what I was thinking of. Did BST say that they wanted to do the popcorn and snow guns?
So we have a meeting Thursday night,
Okay,
and then we're gonna ask them.
I thought that was last week, but,
No, it's this Thursday.
okay.
Do we have somebody lined up for the karaoke? Or was that something we canceled?
The DJ is handling the karaoke
Yeah.
competition. And that'll, people will sign up the day of.
Oh, okay.
He'll announce it earlier on and get people to sign up for it.
What are we gonna have for a prize or whatever, or just
Don't know.
pat on the back,
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
pat on the back and kick in the butt?
Yeah,
Bragging rights.
yeah. I don't know, we might, Cut and Loose gave us a prize.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, she did. She left that basket.
I didn't know that.
And you two guys, feel free to, make your decisions, you don't need to, unless it's something really serious. But you don't need to contact me to, ask about this or that, just take care of it,
All right.
okay?
Sure.
Unless it's an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you keep that shirt on all day long. I know you probably don't wanna wear one, but I think it's important that we have, notice that if somebody needs something, they get hold of one of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be going back and forth between the parade and the farmers art market area. So if you need help, just holler at me. The parade will start lining up about 11. That's usually when the fire trucks get there. The first in line in the parade is the fire trucks. And Shabbona first and Waterman second, and then Lee or Leland or whoever shows up would be third or fourth, whatever, how many fire trucks we get. But that's the general order. The squad cars in town will be on US 30 probably, just in case there's somebody that snuck in past either area where they're blocked further out.
Mm-hmm.
And the one spot that last year where people got lost in the parade was as they went down, what's the far Navajo, the far North Street, east and west?
Hiawatha?
No, Navajo.
No, not Hiawatha.
Navajo.
You got US 30, then you go north the next street,
Navajo.
Navajo, okay. Yeah, that's what one you live on,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
They do unless
They
they've
turn
been
on,
paid
yeah, they're going westbound on Navajo, and they turn on Shabbona Road to go down by, the pizza place. And part of the parade was up ahead of them, like by 10-15 minutes. And so they had disappeared from there. They make a right turn on US 30 down past the nursing home, so the nursing home people can see them. And then they go down a block and back up, back to Shabbona Road again. So luckily I was nearby and I just, stayed there because I knew there was a gap. And I told them, they wanted to go straight ahead because it's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
They were getting tired at the end of it. But I told them, no, they gotta go around in front of the nursing home and around. So that was the only trouble spot we had last year. And I kinda figured I'd probably hang around there, just see if there's a trouble spot again this year.
Well, as of right now, to date, we only have, what I have registered on here is, only 7 people for the parade.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you're
yeah,
gonna
it'd
have
be a
issues
short
with,
parade.
I don't know if you're gonna have issues with, like animals like we did last year, because so far they have not registered, so.
Yeah,
Or signed up.
what kind of animal was that?
Last year they had, Randy SB brought his,
It was a big animal.
well,
Pretty big.
Kelly Nearing had her horses, and then Randy SB brought his animals down to be in the parade also.
Reindeer.
Reindeer, thank you.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I did, I got a handful of people that emailed me parade entry forms, so I'll send these over to you.
Okay.
What about we're not having the bouncy thing?
The bounce house, yeah,
We are?
yeah, we are.
Okay, that's one thing that we need to maybe trade off on manpower. Cause we gotta have somebody by that bouncy house
Yeah.
while it's being operated.
I think we have, what, like 6 now?
Yeah, we
volunteers?
have enough, I think we have enough volunteers.
You got enough volunteers to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, also before I forget, when I talked to Jen, we just received a new sponsorship. We got a $200 check from First State Bank for, funds.
For putting their name on the board.
Mhm.
And then other than that, I don't know if you saw the second part of the spreadsheet I sent out, but Resource Bank gave us $250, and then we have one $10 gift certificate from Shabbona Cafe and two $20 gift certificates from Screamers. That's all we have at this point. I don't know if you guys got other stuff, but
Okay. Are those gift cards gonna be used for prizes, you think, or are they something else?
no, they can be used for prizes.
Okay.
So you'd have 3 of them then?
As of right now, we have 3, one $10 Shabbona Cafe and two $20 Screamers.
Okay. Well, if you think of something more special than another one, you know, then we could use them 3 for that.
Yeah.
But I'll leave that up to you.
Okay.
Okay. You take care of it.
Mhm.
Anybody think of anything else?
I'm gonna get in touch with,
Yeah.
with my tenant, cause I'm pretty sure she's donating a prize.
And it's usually a clutter, you know, when we first start, until things all fall into place.
Mhm.
And then you wonder why you were so nervous about it.
Yeah.
The only other thing we're gonna need is we'll end up needing ice. What was the other thing Jen texted me? Let's see. She does not have any coolers, but we're gonna need coolers for the snow cones.
Okay.
And she said she'd, get the ice or whatever, so if anybody has any coolers, I might have 2 or 3 at home that I can bring for us to use, but, I'm trying to think how many we went through last year. It was quite a bit. So if anybody has extra coolers, we'll need them.
I believe I have a cooler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're pretty well organized. Ready to go.
Did anybody ever hear back from face painters or no?
I think that wasn't that the same people as the church?
It was, but then I was told she moved and it was somebody different, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Okay,
I haven't heard anything about it.
yeah, okay.
Does Jen know?
No, she would've told me before I came tonight, but I'll double check with her tomorrow.
Okay.
So you guys stop by and get your shirts sometimes. I don't wanna have next 4th of July come along. Well, they're closed today. I can't get my shirt.
Mhm.
So get there before and get it done. Or get that shirt.
Frank, do you think maybe you could give us a copy of the key to village office?
You can have my key. How's that? I don't know that we'll be in town. We've got
Okay,
vacation plans, so.
alright, just get it to me before you leave then.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Next meeting date?
Huh?
Next meeting date before we adjourn.
I don't think the next meeting date is very relevant unless we have an emergency.
I guess if we get a face
So next
painter-
meeting date? You guys got any preference?
November.
Yeah, we gotta plan the winter fest
The end
before
of next
that.
month,
Yeah.
The end of July? That's good?
I'm good with whatever you say.
I mean, theoretically, we don't need another meeting until we start planning the winter festival, right?
So
Yeah.
historically, what we've done the last 2 years is like around the end of July or very beginning of August, just to go through all the stuff that worked well for the festival, what didn't, what we want to change for the next year. And then, after that, I think it was like October, or maybe it was September, when we started meeting to plan the Winterfest, so that way we're not in a huge rush and got it done. I'm pretty sure that's what we did last year, and the year before.
Alright. Yeah, well, we can schedule one for towards the end of July, I guess.
Well, pick a date.
Do we wanna do a Wednesday?
When's our new, board monthly meeting gonna be on?
Third Thursday.
The third Thursday?
Maybe a week after that, July 30th, that's Wednesday.
Okay, July 30th?
Yeah,
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.? Okay, do we need an official motion for that?
For the next meeting date? No.
Okay.
Whatever, anything if you want.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, guys. Doing a great job.
We'll see.
And you will have that shirt on.
Mhm.
Yes, I'll have this shirt on.
No, no.